All right. It says that we're back.
We don't know if we're back or not,
Yeah.
but here we are. So this is going to happen for a lot of people. It was this way for me first thing this morning when I get up at 5 o'clock. There was no internet. There was no TV, no any of that. And my cell phone was not working again. And which is super frustrating because then you're completely disconnected. And so I mean, just dead in the water. There was a message on the screen of the TV that said that they were doing, there's been a lot of interruptions with fiber optics and all of that this week, and that they were working on it to restore service. When they did have service, I checked, and they you just confused me.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
All right.
We have no cameras, but we have
okay.
audio.
You're right. We have audio, so that's all that matters. So I when the internet came back on, I started checking, and there was also an update about all of the service outages for Verizon. Also, a lot of people may notice that their cell phones have had horrible coverage all week, no matter where you are. It's not just in the city.
True.
So there's some significant issues, and they're working on them throughout the day. And they say that we will experience throughout the day, glitches. We'll have times where there is no service at all. So be prepared for that. And I always have to wonder if it has anything to do with the solar storm.
I've had many a conversation about that with not only Paul Brody but Sherilyn as well. That this could be the whole solar storm thing. This could be related to the flood. It could have nothing to do with the flood.
Right. It could have nothing to do with any of it. But there was a very significant solar storm, and so it's quite possible that this has caused issues as well. And I heard that there were some lines accidentally cut during repairs and fiber optics and things. So anyway, you will experience difficulties throughout the day. Credit card machines may not work. ATM machines may be up and down and not working properly. But they do expect to have everything back to normal by 10 p.m. for both the local cable company and phone and internet.
Well, our cameras are I don't know if this is a Verizon thing or what, but for whatever reason, our cameras are not working. But like you said, there's two good things here. Number one, right now, no one needs to see this face. Number two, here's another good thing. Now I can pick my nose while we're on the air, and no one's going to know it.
Yeah, just as you do it.
No one's going to know, Raylene.
Blip. The camera's going to come right back as soon as you do such a thing. So,
Alice Farrell, can I just give a shout out?
Yes,
Alice
absolutely.
Farrell
love Alice.
and Newton Wells and his girlfriend Kaylee showed up and helped clean out the mess upstairs above our studio, which was greatly impacted by the fact that the heating system, the radiators, were calling for more water and burst, and all of the water was coming down through the ceiling and into the lower level where our studios are. But Alice and Newton and Kaylee and Jen, amazing people, worked
Jen,
so hard.
Jen, come on. Cast, crutches.
Yeah, going up and down the stairs. We'll never forget this.
What she has to do just to get upstairs.
I know.
Be a part of things, and she's just doing it anyway.
Alice is, I adore that lady. I mean, she's wonderful.
Oh,
She
she's
says,
a sweetheart.
and she just posted here. There's also a lot of silent people who are doing so much to assist their neighbors on a small scale, driving them to appointments, like you, Raylene.
Yeah.
Lending vehicles, shopping, opening their homes, showers, shampoos,
Laundry.
Those
Yeah.
folks are such a backbone of the community. Big shout out to
Absolutely.
all of them.
Absolutely.
Heather says Washington County Mental Health Services is your local resource for in-person mental health support 24/7 in person. Their phone number is 802-229-0591. Again, 802-229-0591. Always right there in your backyard. So I mean, there's a lot of people that are working hard. So the deal with the Heritage Festival is it's been postponed indefinitely. Could possibly be something in the fall, but we're not really sure. We don't
Right.
know. We don't know.
But what we do know is that the Elks Club is going to have a block party on what should have been or what would have been, I think, the Saturday night of the Heritage Festival.
Okay.
So, and then also another new announcement. So, the new Billtown restaurant in Williamstown is now known as, they have changed their name and they are now operating as The Den. So, and just so that people are aware, The Den, formerly the Billtown Roadhouse, the new Billtown Roadhouse. That is what it's called now. And we will hopefully be talking to Mike and Lisa real soon to find out what is happening over there. It says that the first two phases of the revamp are complete. They've renamed, and Mike and Lisa are so delighted to announce the partnership with Jeff and Heather Cochran of Barrie. So Jeff and Heather Cochran have teamed up with Mike and Lisa and are kind of helping change things around and take hold over there in Williamstown at the Den.
All right. Good to know. When we get more information about this Elks Club block party, we'll certainly
Absolutely
get it on our page right away. The thing is, when Raylene finds out about something, she doesn't relay it onto the Aired Out Facebook page the next day. It's put on almost immediately, and she's constantly pulling her car over and dropping texts on the Aired Out page as she gets it.
That's
as she
like
gets,
so true. It's not funny.
I know. When you get information, it's right on the page right away. It's like instantaneous that you've made that your priority. If we get any more information about anything to do with the Barrie Partnership or the Heritage Festival, we'll be first to pass it along to you. Thunder Road is on for tomorrow night. I will have Dave Moody on the air with me tomorrow. Not sure where, but we're going to get him on the air. We've been waiting way too long for this, and we're not going to cancel that. It's going to be maybe a little bit of a different conversation with Dave, possibly, but nonetheless, we're going to have him on. Thanks to John, again, from Samaritan's Purse for coming on with us this morning. I have to say, before I forget, yesterday I got back over to the Enough Ministries Church, and Michael Schumacher was like, as soon as I pulled up, he's like, JD, you got to come see this. He was like a kid on Christmas morning. You got to see this. Come here, come here, come here. Do you know what I'm talking about?
That's how people were with the buckets.
I know. He brought me inside the church and showed me that in a matter of a couple of hours, they have transformed. You know the room that we were interviewing Dan and Michael and Josh in? That whole room now is full of tables. It's full of clothes that's being donated. And then there's a separate section, another room that's right off of that,
Yep.
that is stacked to the ceiling with hygiene products, diapers, formula, paper towels, napkins, all paper products.
Yeah.
You name it.
And they do have pet food available at many of these locations. People are asking me, what about my dog? What about my cat? What about, a couple of people have had hamsters and different things. But I know at the Methodist Church and I believe enough ministries, there's pet food available as well. And that is actually at the Methodist Church one of the things that they were asking for donations of pet food. And I know that the Rainbow Bridge Community Center, they have pet food available.
Yeah, they do.
And they've been giving out food and helping with the different resources in the city, to directing people, helping people fill out forms. And I think Sean's been like literally out and about with that wagon going to town.
It's a wagon, and I think it's a 3-wheel bicycle.
Yeah.
Sean is just incredible and doing so much, and we appreciate everything that's being done over at the Rainbow Bridge. What can we say? What can we say?
She's a very sweet person.
Yep.
And is always trying super hard. And I love the little dog that she keeps in her basket. Have you seen that little stuffed dog? I forgot its name. But yeah.
Got to get over and see Sean.
But anyways, yeah, Rainbow Bridge has really stepped up and has been a huge part of what's going on in the community and getting things out to people as well.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do it without each other. Like, everybody is playing a role. And so just wanted to make sure to mention that as well.
Yeah. What are we forgetting? What do we need to get out today on the air? It was great to have Tom Lozon in here.
I don't really know what else. There's all kinds of teams out there. I'm working with a couple in specifically, and I mean I've sent teams to several locations now, and they're doing great things, and they tell me, keep them coming, and I kind of vet a little bit first, because they can't come if your basement isn't pumped out. They don't do that. But if your basement hasn't been pumped out, then I know who to call to get that done. And so we'll get that done first, and then you can be referred to a team that deals with muck outs, tree work, light contracting, like if you need sheetrock removed, or you had a porch fell off and you need temporary stairs, or those sorts of things. But muck out, clean out, ripping up carpets, tarping, any of that stuff.
Just be safe, though. If you're volunteering, make sure you've got a mask, a couple of clean masks. Make sure you got gloves.
I'll message you in a minute, Travis.
And don't show up in Crocs. Wear some boots. Wear something that's got some good traction on it, because it's slippery. It's messy.
Slippery.
If you got some rubber boots or whatever, and if you're going into an environment where you're not sure what they're getting, make sure you're self-contained. You got some snacks, you got some water that's close by, so that you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of someone else.
Exactly.
You have to.
And then, good point, Alice. Before we go, because we do need to go.
Because I have to muck out my car, Raylene. My car is tough.
Oh, mine too. Mine is too. So much mud in my car. I'm just gonna have it reconditioned. I can't even. But before we go, great point, Alice. We do have to remind people to be careful of these scammers. They actually did a news piece on it. The Attorney General's office spoke this morning in that piece about it. But they're not just on the phone right now either. They're literally here in our community, knocking on people's doors. if they say they're from FEMA or any other service and they ask you for money, they're not from FEMA. FEMA is not taking your money. They're here to provide a service for free. And they're here to help you, and the calls as well. But we have to also understand there are legitimate contractors going
Sure.
around. They are trying to help. They're assessing damages. They are trying to help, and those contractors still are not going to take your money immediately. They're not going to say, "Well, I'll come back in 3 months
Sure.
when all of this is done if you give me $5,000 down or even 500 down."
Right.
Just don't fall for it. Get business cards, get information, vet them a little bit, so that you know that they're a legitimate business doing business, that they're registered, they don't have a ton of complaints against them. It's easy to do, and if you don't know how to do it on your own and you need help and you're just not sure, ask. There's so many people that will help you figure that out, whether they're a legitimate business. But and those phone calls, just hang up. Don't even engage. Just know they're not calling you. FEMA is not calling you. There's no list of, they're just not, unless they've already made contact with you or you have filled out a paper and you've done legitimately, you've reported a claim. But no matter what, they're not going to require you to give money before they give you money.
It's a great point, and to take it that much further, Raylene, everyone that's listening right now should be taking what you just said and posting something on their social media and telling as many people as possible to watch out for these scammers, and that they're very good.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they'll go away quicker. The quicker we talk about them and expose them, the quicker they'll go away and know that, no, we're not just some little hillbilly state on the map that nobody knows about, and we're going to fall for it.
They've come to Vermont, though. They've come here.
They are here
specifically to make money. And they're going to say stuff that they're going to try to make you believe. And we're all vulnerable right now. We're all emotional. We're impulsive. We're reactive. We're desperate. And we need help. And they know this. So if they don't have ID on them, and you should take your phone out and snap a picture of not only their face, but also their ID.
Yeah.
If they're FEMA, they shouldn't even be in your building. They should be talking to you before they step foot in your building.
Right, before they come. They call. And same with these teams. So every team that I work with, the information that I go back to them with is full name, telephone number, and address, and they call before they come over. They give you a call and say, our team is coming at this time, and that's what happens.
Sure. Alice is posting some interesting stuff here. Just be careful and, check with your neighbors and make sure that they are aware of this as well, and that, they're not getting scammed, because it's everywhere.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
What was I just going to say to you? I just want to close out this morning by again thanking Tom Lozon for coming in here. He's running right back into the trenches, but I want to also thank profusely Michael Booten for all the hard work that he has done and for helping here down in your basement, Raylene, kind of making a little bit of a makeshift studio. He has taken some of our equipment, which you salvaged, I think with the help of Michael, but you got it all, really. It's all unplugged and pieced out everywhere. And he's plugging stuff back together and kind of making something temporary. We're not sure exactly where we're going to be for the next 4, 5, 6 weeks, maybe longer. We're not sure. We've got a lot of ideas, and we've had some conversations with some folks, but we're not sure exactly where we're going to be. It could be long term here in this basement where we are in Barre right now. But the one thing, we're not sure of the long term studio. Our desk was taken out of there yesterday by Travis Payette, who we love and appreciate so much. But one thing we are sure of, though, is that we will never allow something like this to prevent us from connecting with our community and to disseminate information, critical information, encouragement, love, support, but real, tangible information to our community. We will never allow that to interfere with that
Right.
or interrupt that. We will continue even if we are on a cell phone. And if our cell phone is our studio, that's good enough. And we'll get all the fancy stuff back in place at some point. That's it. Michael Booten, thank you. Thank you for continuing with your Barry Beat podcast.
Yeah,
I've
it was good. It was fun.
Been in touch with Lori Shepard.
And she's welcome. Her and CB.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to chat
No,
with
I
her?
got to message her.
All right. But I just want to make sure that we're getting that on the air. Go out today. Go into a place like Beauvais. Buy something. Go to Nelson's.
Or just say hi.
Go to any
Give them a hug.
or
say I support you.
or volunteer to help
Yeah,
any
anything.
business anywhere. You just go into Yipes.
Mm-hmm.
Go anywhere that's open and support them. Whether it's lunch.
And maybe you go there for support for yourself because they're experiencing the same thing as you. Take a minute, walk away from your situation. Go to one of these places. Just talk with people for a little bit. Get that support that you need so you can feel rejuvenated and you can go back to doing what you're doing. This is a huge mess, and however you need to deal with it. And we understand, you people have a lot to do in their own homes. People are still trying to go to work. We understand that not everybody can get out there, boots on the ground, volunteering, and that's why all of these people have come to help. And but let's just do what we can to stick together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be on tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Dave Moody will be with us as a special guest. We're going to be talking about Thunder Road. We're going to be talking about racing. We're going to talk about his career, his show on Sirius Satellite and XM Radio. And it's just going to be, I look forward to finally having Dave Moody on the air with us tomorrow morning. Spread the word on that. And we'll see you then. In the meanwhile, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of it. Thank you, Raylene.
Have a great day, everybody. Much love to all.
And continue to be very strong.
Yes.